Welcome to FedScoop TV and our special series, Advancing Digital Government in the Cloud. I'm Wyatt Cash, and I'm here today with Greg Garcia. Greg is the CIO G6 at the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Welcome to the program.
It's great to be here, Wyatt. Thanks very much for having me.
Terrific. Hey, before we start, just briefly describe kind of the scope of your operation as CIO.
It's really exciting to be the CIO G6 of your Corps of Engineers, as I like to say. The Corps of Engineers is very involved in a lot of specific missions. So mill programs, working with all services in construction, civil works, ensuring that the national flood risk management programs manage, locks, dams, harbors, that commerce gets across this great United States of us. The contingency operations, and anytime we're a great partner with FEMA to take care of that stuff. We're also the designated single agency manager for supercomputing for the DoD. We also do geospatial through the Army Geospatial Center, and we have a really robust R&D mission. We have, as you know, for really decades and decades, doing computer simulation of floods, of explosives down at our great center in Vicksburg called the Engineering Research and Design Center down at ERDIC down in Vicksburg. So it's really, to think about it, it's kind of we're the nation's organization to do the most difficult engineering challenges that face our country and our partner nations. We have a presence in about 40 countries. We have an influence in about 110 countries. Last year we executed a little over $23 billion in projects. That would be like in the Fortune 115 category, but that's really bringing great capability, engineering discipline. We also have our engineering regiment, which is active, guard, and reserve, that brings great engineering, combat engineering skills to the war. So we really are a great, diverse, exciting mission in the Corps of Engineers.
It's really an impressive portfolio.
It's pretty fun too.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about the cloud and kind of how do you, in your CIO role, envision the cloud and things like platform as a service, infrastructure as a service, kind of helping improve your agency's operations and over the next year or two?
The Corps of Engineers is really in about over 1,300 locations, so we're kind of a great organization to think about widely dispersed. So the cloud offers us really great opportunities. We've already done initiatives in infrastructure as a service. Our Western processing capabilities out in the West Coast already basically uses infrastructure as a service, where we run some of the applications. But I think the vision really is getting to software as a service, from infrastructure to platforms, but software as a service. One of the initiatives we're doing that we'll talk a little bit about, I'm sure today, is about Office 365. We're the Army's pilot for that. So really looking to consume email collaboration as a software service from the cloud, supporting all of the Corps of Engineers. So I see this as sort of a iterative, but with some velocity, again, through the current state to infrastructure to platform, but really ideally for me, it's to getting to software as a service so we can focus on the business end, not on the platform or the STIG compliance end.
It makes a lot of sense. Well, we know migrating IT operations to the cloud, there's certainly a technical dimension to that, but there's also a change management dimension to it. Can you talk a little bit about what steps that you envision putting in place to facilitate change management for your team and also your users?
Yeah, I think in every forum I kind of talk to, we kind of know the technical things, but it is that cultural aspect that's really the tough nut to crack. So what we've done in the Corps, for examples, is that we just had our quarterly enterprise meeting where all the seniors of USACE generally would travel to a location, meet for several days, and really get to that critical business that we do. We actually hosted this entire session on Skype for Business. So we had over 120 individuals from probably 37 locations that dialed into a single session and really showed them the power of collaboration and the power of unified communications across the network. So it was really, I've been to a couple of these sessions in person, it was really kind of dynamic because you got the video and the voice, but you also have that side commentary of text questions and commentary. So it was really a very rich experience for all these senior leaders, which is a great way to demonstrate capability. So I think they were all like pretty excited about, wow, this is cool. I feel, half my age now, I can actually text and video and chat at the same time, but really was a meaningful meeting for us. So we've had cultural sessions for the workforce. We kind of talk about the benefits of that, but it's really in the doing, and you really can't convince someone to actually demonstrate capability that they appreciate from their seat. So this is the exciting part of where we are. We're kind of in the preparatory work for velocity migration this summer, and getting all that squared away is kind of the exciting technical challenge time, but we're trying to prep them with the as you highlight, the cultural awareness of what is possible. I'm kind of excited, about analytics in the cloud. Right now we have a lot of people that have to use a lot of paper, a lot of schedules. You can imagine the number of schedules we have in the Corps of Engineers. How do you get that to be what ifs in the cloud? So I think we're kind of excited about where we're going to bring this capability that gives them sort of added value. So not the same what they have today in a different location, but added value of access, correlation of data, to think about the intellectual part of our job more than the technical aspect of how to get to the cloud.
Those are great illustrations of the power of the cloud. So
yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah. Well, another question is, I want to talk a little bit about transforming citizen or public-facing services. How do you envision that the cloud not only makes it more efficient to operate, but also advances the services that you're providing the public?
I think that's a great point of what the Corps is responsible to do. We're really a public-facing organization in many aspects of our mission. One example that I'm really kind of very excited to bring to you today is our Civil Works business intelligence is just about to roll out this coming between now and probably late fall, early winter, is this capability to share real-time and historical dam and lock information with the public and with industry through a publication of real-time and historical status. What this will give is, it's really critical now, because what we provide today in our public webpage is basically a bunch of text. So you have to read through that. You have to make your own associations. Is this barge on schedule? Is there a delay? So from a commercial industry view, there's a lot of confusion about what's the best route. Am I queuing properly? To what we're going to provide this late fall, summer is maps, contextual data, an API-based inquiry system. So what you can see is industry of our hundreds of millions of dollars of commerce that go through our locks and dams can actually use just-in-time logistics, lean logistics to schedule that barge, that inward, the internal waterway traffic to be very, very effective and efficient. That's going to lower prices for consumers. That's going to increase safety. That's going to bring readiness of our services and commercial services in a very open and public way. This is also important because the Corps of Engineers is actually the #1 federal provider of recreation. So for those that are on these waterways, they can pull up real-time status and know if a lock is operational, if there's other traffic in there, so they can partner with and get locked up or down. So it's really kind of a win-win for us of sharing publicly both the commercial aspects of our mission and our public recreation aspects of our mission. So it's pretty exciting for us.
That is exciting. Well, last question is, what one or two things would you change, if you could, to facilitate faster or more effective adoption of cloud computing, and again in the context of advancing digital government?
Yeah, I think there's been great strides already made in FedRAMP. Cybersecurity is really, really important. FedRAMP's made great progress. The DoD's made great progress in a risk management framework. But what I would suggest is there's some possible reciprocity between FedRAMP and DoD. So we're an Army organization, so we kind of live in the Army world and we live in the public world. So closer collaborations between those parties would be great. They've already started. I actually sit on the, as a member of the CIO council of a lot of federal agencies here in Washington. So I'm able to bring the DoD aspects to this group. I'm able to take back to the DoD the federal aspects of that. So that's exciting. Really, I think for another big thing we have to talk about is control systems, right? Cybersecurity for control systems is a critical thing that we have to think about also. It's a program that has probably not got the amount of attention it does with network security. So we've really spent a lot of time in the Civil Works part of our mission is to better understand the control systems threat security. We partner with our cyber, with DISA and others to really double down on that. But I think there's probably a whole of government approach from industry, academia, and the federal government to really attack this area.
Well, it's an important area, certainly an emerging one, but thank you for sharing some of the...
It's great to be with you today, Wyatt.
A little glimpse of just some of the ways that we're seeing the cloud really enable your team and those that you serve. So thanks very much.
Yeah,
for being
thanks
here.
again for having us.
Great. I'm Wyatt Cash with FedScoop TV. Thanks for watching.